Hey, it's Kaero. Welcome back to the channel. To skip this intro and go straight into the gameplay, check out the timestamps below in the description. This is something completely different. This is Artifact Aggro. So I chose blue-white for this, so we're going to Azorius Artifacts. I wanted something a little bit different. The meta has changed a little bit since Lost Caverns of Ixalan has come out, but I wanted to use new cards and just do something that was wild. So here we have a deck based all on artifacts. So this is an aggressive build. We have Skrelv down at the bottom. We have the new Warden of the Inner Sky, which you can tap artifacts or creatures you control. What I like about having Warden of the Inner Sky in here is that you can tap your Subterranean Schooner, you can tap your Glass Casket, and your Thousand Moons Smithy. So you're not tapping creatures at sorcery speed to get those counters. We have Glass Casket, which is an artifact that can remove any mana value creature 3 or less till it leaves the battlefield. The meta is really aggressive right now. We have mono red that's very strong. We have Gruul Dinosaurs, which is strong. We have mono white humans, which is strong, and still soldiers in the mix. A little bit of fairies here and there too. Subterranean Schooner is a new card from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. This card is actually pretty impressive. As a 3/4 2-drop, if you can crew this with a certain creature on turn 3 and give it lifelink against mono red, it is definitely a nail in the coffin there. Whenever you're attacking whenever a Schooner attacks and a creature that crewed it gets to explore, if you can get a +1/+1 counter or grab a land, that's a really cool feature too. We have Disruption Protocol in here. There are a lot of aggressive builds. As I said, we do have some lifelink in this deck and Glass Casket for that, but every once in a while you'll face a domain deck or a deck with some big drop that you want to prevent, so we have Disruption Protocol for that. Costs 2 blue mana if you can tap an artifact that you control. By turn 5 or 6, for stuff that you really want to counter, you probably will have an artifact on the field that you can tap. Preferably not going to be one of your creatures. Preferably it'll be your Glass Casket or your Thousand Moons Smithy or something like that. We have Sir Ginger the Meal Ender in here. 2-drop 3/1, nice aggressive colorless legendary artifact creature. Has trample, hexproof, and haste as long as the opponent controls a planeswalker. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. Nice to have hexproof so that way you can't get exiled by the Wandering Emperor, and also if they play an Emperor, it gets trample as well. When another artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you get a counter, you get to scry 1, you can sacrifice it to gain some life if you need to against really aggressive decks. Kayla's Command, sorcery speed, 3 mana, has the benefit of creating us a colorless construct artifact creature token, which goes to our artifact count and gets bigger with our 4-drop, which I'm about to show you. Puts a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, gains double strike till end of turn. Go grab a land if you need to, gain some life, and scry 2 if you need to. But typically we're going to go colorless construct artifact creature token and then +1/+1 and double strike. Thousand Moons Smithy. This is a 4-drop. When it comes in, you create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. Beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you can tap 5 untapped artifacts, and you can transform this into Barracks of the Thousand. And when you cast an artifact or creature using mana from that land, you get to create another gnome that scales with the amount of artifacts you have. Urza, Prince of Krug, doesn't see much play because, frankly, artifact stuff hasn't been great since Brothers War. But it's a 4-drop 2/3 legendary human artificer. Artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. The benefit of this being so niche that it's just artifact creatures is that you can to make this card potent, you can do +2/+2 instead of +1/+1 card design. And 6, create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control, except it's a 1/1 soldier in addition to its other types. So you'll see during one game I made a little bit of a mistake. I copied a token off a Thousand Moons Smithy with this 6 mana thing when I should have just copied Thousand Moons Smithy itself. But you can copy a Schooner, you can copy a Glass Casket if you need to. You can do all sorts of things, and you'd be surprised at how much this 6 mana comes up if you're in a stalled out game. Steel Seraph, one of the linchpins of the deck. Often you'll be doing prototype 3/3. If you can go turn 2 Subterranean Schooner into turn 3 Steel Seraph, crew that Schooner up, attack with it, let Steel Seraph explore, it becomes a 4/4 rather quickly, and you can give lifelink to your Schooner which is really good versus aggro. You can give it flying if you need to get by, or you can give it vigilance if they have like a 2/2 and they don't want to block and you need to have a blocker up. So in the land suite, we have Iganjo, Seat of the Empire, Otawara, Storing City, and all of the different blue-white lands. We have only one Restless Anchorage in here because this enters the battlefield tapped. Restless Anchorage is, better in 2 or 3 when it's a more controlling build, but since we want to be aggressive, we want to typically curve out player 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, and then we just have this later on. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. If you've been a long time subscriber, I just want to let you know thank you very much, and I really appreciate you. And I will see you soon with more Lost Caverns of Ixalan Standard Arena gameplay. Alright, we're going first. We have a Skrelv Defector Might turn 1 if we want to play our planes and hope to draw an untapped land. Otherwise, we can go Glass Casket by playing this tapped on turn 1, or Schooner. Alright, what we'll do is we'll save the Skrelv, because we don't want to play Skrelv and then get locked down. Our 2 drops are more important than Skrelv at this point. A Gorge and a Lord Keeper. Add 1 mana of any color, only to cast dinosaur spells or activate a dinosaur ability. Alright. Let's stop them from ramping. We don't want them to get big dinosaurs out, so we'll just go Glass Casket. So it's 2/3 haste. When it enters the battlefield, you can pay 2 when you do. Dinosaur deals its damage to another target creature. We got our Schooner out. We got Skrelv out. That'll be a good blocker for us. Brontodon, sacrifice and destroy an artifact or enchantment. Okay. Disruption Protocol, I don't think we want that. Save the Skrelv in case they sacrifice the Brontodon. We got some nice lifelink action with the Seraph. Cavern of Souls, alright. So their dinosaurs can't be countered. Oh, are they going for it? Alright. Green. Let's bring our Smithy in. 6/6. Flying First Strike. Beginning of your upkeep, exile top 2 cards of your library, play them. If you exile the land, create a dinosaur. If you exile a non-land, create a treasure. Okay. got an appraiser and a mountain. That's a human. So we can go ahead and counter that human. Fight rigging. +1 counter on something. If they get to 7 power, they get to play something for free. Probably go Bone Horde, yeah. Okay, when you cast an artifact or creature, create a white gnome soldier with this creature in power and toughness equal to the number of soldiers you control. They're going to play that fight rigging. That Dracosaur is going to be an 8/8, and they're going to play both of those cards. How are we going to get through here? If they attack with it, we can possibly kill them by bringing this Seraph in and Skrelv on the token. Depends on what they play. Warkeeper. Ooh, and a 7/6 trample. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. Boom. So what are we doing here? We could make our gnome token flying. I don't see any reason that we wouldn't do that. We can take the damage, I guess. Unless they get rid of our thing. Alright. Good game, dinosaurs. Alright, opponent's going first. We have 4 lands, including an anchorage, a schooner, and a seraph. Turn 2 schooner into turn 3 seraph is very nice. Fairies. Go with the anchorage, because that comes in tapped. Alright. We can't glass casket that fairy because it has ward 2. But we can, you know, later. Kayla's command. See if they have a counter for that. We'll put that out. It's a little weaker than the Seraph. So we'll put that out now. Grab our planes. Alright, so they're going to get some damage in now. We'll take Gix. Not super worried about the Sleep Curse Fairy. If we can get Seraph on the field and give something lifelink, it's not that worrisome. We need to kind of play out some of our stuff that we don't want them to counter. Okay. Like now we can do this. So we can go white prototype. If they have a counter, we have a counter too, so it's fine. Lifelink. The nail in the coffin to all tempo and aggro decks. Sure. Ooh, and it's another counter. Alright, let's Glass Casket that Picklock Prankster. Lifelink, please. Going for 5 with a counter spell in hand. Oh, they're gonna block it. Okay. Oh, they're gonna block that. Okay. That's no problem. Counter. Construct. Double strike. Reveal their hand. Choose a non-land from it. I don't think we want them to get our Smithy. So we'll tap the casket and counter. Alright, we got there. It was a little muddy because they were, yeah, they had a good block on us. They could double block if they wanted on the Seraph, but we saved the Seraph for long enough that they kind of drained their hand. Good game. Okay, opponent goes first. Ooh, we have a choice here. Do we go Skrelv or Warden of the Inner Sky first? The Glass Casket. I always want a 1-drop, but I'm not so sure that I want 2 1-drops in the opening hand. Yeah, we'll keep it either way. Probably Skrelv first to protect other stuff. Oh, another Skrelv. Okay, definitely Skrelv then. Basic Mountain. Gotta ask themselves if they want to burn this Skrelv out or get something on the field. We do have a Glass Casket if they're playing mono red. Chomp. 2 damage plus the greatest power among dinosaurs you control. Alright. I want to keep that Iganjo in hand because I want to kill one of their incoming things. If we keep drawing lands, that'll be useful because Scytheclaw Raptor. Player casts a spell that's not their turn, deals 4 damage to them. Well, luckily, Iganjo's not casting a spell, so, you know, for what it's worth. And a Bramble Familiar. Urza. If they don't return that Bramble Familiar to hand, we'll probably Glass Casket it. Just because the adventure on it for 7 mana is pretty nasty. Take that Familiar. Smithy will take. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Exile target player's graveyard. Gain 4 life. Okay, we can't do anything about that because it's not a creature we control. Take a Glass Casket, yeah. Need that 8/8 as a blocker. First strike, Vigilance, Haste, when a creature control deals combat damage, and the creature entered, draw a card. Entered this turn. Another dinosaur comes in, you can have its base power become that creature's base power. I don't think we can do that just yet. Tali. Yep. That'll probably get something. Itzquith, Firstborn of Gishath, or Cavern of Souls. Kind of a whiff. Well, they got our Sir Ginger too. See what they do here. We do have a plan. I don't know if we can really get there totally, but alright, so we're going to try to go Urza, Prince of Krug, copying our gnome. Okay. Attack with everything. Here. 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 That'll let us take 5 damage. Fine. Return you, Samut. We go in. Alright. We got him with the gnome token with Urza. Good game.